Hello, hello. What's up, guys? Yeah, alright. Okay, welcome to this live stream. I didn't schedule this. This is very last minute. And today, I'm going to do. I do have a sexy voice. And today, if you see to like my live stream title, right? Why not be a Flutter developer? So I'm going to talk about that. Because I guess it's more towards like this previous live stream. People ask me about Flutter stuff, but it's not like, yeah. Okay, so in the meantime, I will be coding as well. So I'll be talking why not be a Flutter developer while coding a Flutter app. And if you were to look in the description, I've finally made a landing page if you want to sign up for this Learn Flutter App updates. I'll probably like release it like the MVP probably this year. Yeah, so that's my plan. But it'll be like closed beta kind of thing. So you gotta sign up to actually use it. So yeah. So I guess I want to address the topic of today, which is why not be a Flutter developer. So the thing is, I would say, I think being a Flutter developer is one of, I think, a lot of people who are loving Flutter, right? Is like a dream job that they can get, because currently the popularity and common, it's not common for a developer job to work on the Flutter framework or use the Flutter framework as the tech stack of a company. So the demand, I would say, is not there, but maybe in the future, you never know, it will be. And the thing is, if you want to be a Flutter developer, you have to take the risk of you using your time to invest to learn in Flutter. Because it is still, even though it is one of the top highest stars of open source project in GitHub, I would say from, I don't know if this is like if there's such a case where top open source projects dies, because a lot of times people have the mentality of survivorship bias, meaning that they only will see the people who succeed and survive at a point of time, but they don't see the failures of other people who's doing the same routes, for example, being a Flutter developer and such, right? So the thing is, I would say that have an open mind in terms of if you want to really invest your time in Flutter, because it is something that not a lot of people would have the chance to be one, and also at the same time it might still, I feel like I still have that a little skepticism and realism to know that if Flutter dies, then what I will do is that I will find something else that resonates what I believe could be the next framework that I love, working on. So that is the thing about not putting your choices to just one, like have it a way where you can just focus on one thing and be very good at it. And the best part is, once you're good at a certain framework and a language, right, and then if you were to go to another framework and language, most of the time they share the most common concepts, and then at the same time, like, you also can apply what you learned beforehand into something different. That's why, wait, let me close the door. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, so if you were to want to be a Flutter developer because of the money, I mean, there's literally no money. Not say no money in Flutter, but like there's not a lot of companies hiring Flutter developers. So I would say like in terms of like salary wise, don't be a Flutter developer, because I would say Flutter developer is like, it's like a, it's different, you know. I would say like the passion and reason why people learn Flutter, right? It's very different from other no lah, I wouldn't say it's others frameworks, I would say, but like you could see like people enjoy. It's like a Apple moment, you know, when Flutter came, like people loved it, you know, um like for example Apple, right? How they get very good fan base and loyal fan base is because they really strike a chord and like with people in terms of like customers and such. So like Flutter is also like, I think it struck a chord to people who wants to develop apps beautifully, because in the web industry, I would say that's already like done very well due to the invention of CSS and other front end frameworks, right? So you can build beautiful stuff, but in the mobile platform, it's really hard to build beautiful stuff, you know, in terms of Android, in terms of iOS, and then in terms of like cross-platform frameworks, there isn't like a beautiful app. And even so, it has to follow a certain guideline of how an app should look like in an app store, you know. But when Flutter came in, and then it's like, oh, you can literally draw anything, it gives that freedom back to like designers as well as coders who wants to you know code their own thing. So that's, I would say, the reason why people love Flutter, because it is like the app that you create is nice, and the developer experience, like that's the nail in the coffin, where when I tried using other frameworks, I can't find a better experience other than Flutter, because like in Flutter you can wrap around your widgets, and then you can like auto complete a lot of things. Documentation, like how you see documentation in stuff over here, like it's so easy, it's easier to read. Yes, there is some things that you can't like actually read, like for example in terms of like colors. I talked to a friend of mine, right? Like, which framework does this kind of like documentation where you can actually see what's the white contrast, you know? Like, I would say no other framework has done it. And then you could say, oh, you can have like a plugin over here, but like, dude, without this plugin, but you have this documentation of like showing different colors, like, oh my god, this is so like, you can literally just like see it and really choose what kind of color you want, you know. Oh, I want an indigo accent kind of thing. So that's, I guess, like the nail in the coffin for Flutter is the developer experience. Like the end product, I would say it's very good for consumer, because it is what the designer designs. It's most of the time will be reflected as well. May have some limitations. I mean, this is due to my lack of knowledge of like complicated UIs, but yeah, the developer experience is great. Like, that's it lor. Yeah. So I mean, to be a Flutter developer in this current like time, it is pretty hard to get a job. And if you want to get a job fast, don't be a Flutter developer. Like, this is something, it is I would say like Flutter framework. I mean, you can get a job, definitely. Like, there is job postings out there to be a Flutter developer. But at the same time, it is also, like I say, like a passion developer kind of thing. It's not the in terms of like the job industry, it's not easy to find a developer job. I mean, but if you still want to learn Flutter because you just like it, right? Because I'm biased lah, you know. So then that's something that is like truly, not say magical lah, but it will, your reasons of why you want to be a Flutter developer is different from why people are, for example, right, React or Angular developer. is like you can definitely find, or .NET developer, you can definitely find jobs in those kind of like specific tech stack, you know, the React stack, the what do you call that, Angular stack, the .NET stack, or Ruby on Rails or Django stack, all of that, you know. If you just want to get a job, don't be a Flutter developer. Oh my god, like I feel like I don't want to like code. Do you guys want to code? I have no idea. I'm sorry if I don't see the. Let me. Oops. So let me see the live stream. Like, okay, nobody. Okay, good. Yeah. So yeah, like for me, I really love the experience of developing Flutter when I started. So yeah, confession. But yeah, so like, and at the same time, like what I'm doing right now, running my business, right, is around the Flutter framework. It's super niche, like it's not like a React thing, and like there are people who's doing the same, like education Flutter for their own business, which is fine, but it's not like super saturated. There's only a few people that I know does like education in Flutter very specifically. So yeah, I'm one of them, and yeah, I think, and I really like very like passionate about Flutter, I would say. All right, so let's go back to coding. Okay, so let me see if I have Brave. Let me open a new Brave browser window, and let me just open up Figma. Yeah, so I have experience being a software developer with the Flutter framework. So like an app developer using the Flutter framework. And the developer experience, I would say, is, because the thing is that my experience, I'm still considered maybe like a junior. I have no idea, but in terms of experience, I like years of experience. I don't have a lot. I don't have enough experience to compare to other frameworks. Like for example, I always hear people saying that, oh my god, when I tried doing Android development and with the Flutter, it's different, because if I were to change something in Android, then it takes so long just to load stuff. But if I were to do in Flutter, it's immediate, and it doesn't really restart the whole project, or restart the whole rendering, or restart the whole compiling. So like that's the beauty of Flutter, because Flutter was built with the intention of like, if you were to change something that's very small, for example a text or a string, right, it should not affect the whole thing, which is great. So I guess the architecture of the element tree and the rendering tree, I need to like look it up, maybe I'm saying it wrong, but like it's pretty cool on how they are able to traverse the whole widget tree to reload the things that is different from the previous state. That's why hot reload works very well. Yep. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's how I think it's working behind the scenes. Yeah, I might be wrong. Okay, so that's why I'm also able to like create this Learn Flutter app, which I think will be very useful for people in the future. I think there are Flutter apps that teaches you. There's apps out there that teaches you Flutter, but I'm trying to make it nicer and more consumable, like for you to understand. So that's one thing that I'm trying to do right now. Yeah, do you like my low voice? I have no idea. I have no idea if you like my low voice. Oh god. Alright. Okay, anywho, so I wanted to print out something. So the previous live stream I've done with the question notifier. Yes. So the question notifier here is something that I've created. Yeah. Update answer. Okay, let me so question notifier extends to change notifier. So basically we are just creating a question object, and then, you know, updating the answer accordingly. And then you have this copy with method as well. So I think I said it before, copy with is just another method on how you can implement immutability in your object creation. Yeah, but yeah, so I really like copy with because I don't like to overwrite certain stuff as well. So right, sorry, so apologies. Okay, so you have update answer and update completion. So what I wanted to do was, once I click on the answer, right, then if I were to submit, then this like text here will change the word from submit to continue. So if I were to go back and then go over here again, it actually restarts. So I guess like once I submit it, right, then what I need to do is to actually change, like first of all, I need to see whether it is the correct answer. So that means if I were to go to the answer button, okay, wait, what? No, it's not the answer button, it's the list answer button. Okay, it's not the answer button. Okay, what is it? It's the, let me see, what do I have? Question, challenge screen, question screen, answer button. Yeah, yes, no, no, no. I don't have like solid and not solid. None desu ka? What I think I needed to do, it's not answer button, that's like KKK. Yeah, sorry, yeah. Let me go to the question screen and see how it's supposed to look like. So Zokunf button, where is it located? Oh, it's located here. Right. So Zokunf button is used in the question screen, which is fine. So the question screen over here has a builder, and then you can see that it's completed. So if it's completed, then it will say continue or submit. So this is the Boolean here, that it will say update completion is true. So it will override the current question object inside the question notifier or the question change notifier. Right, so at the same time, we want to see whether the answer is correct, right? So inside, okay, let me save this first. So inside question notifier, we'll see blah blah, it's correct, update completion, okay. Then we need to know whether if the question is correct. So we can just go to the list answer button view, which updates the answer whether the answer is correct. Right, so we can actually check it and print it out over here. So what do I want to do? So we can print, let me see if this works, question notifier dot current question dot is correct, right? Oops. So it will be null if it's not correct, but it will be not null if it's correct. So if I choose this correct answer, it will say true. Okay, if I choose this answer, it should say false. Right, great. So we got it. We got it like that. Yeah. Then at the same time, I saw like a bug where if I were to go here, and then if I were to click submit, the continue button actually changes. So that means we cannot change the text. So is completed must make sure that the oh, that's why I can put null. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is that I'm a little bit lazy, so I'm gonna create something. I'm gonna create a getter method where I would say has answered, right? So has answered will refer to the current question dot is completed is either equal to null, and then this will be Boolean. Current question. Question notifier has answered. It's completed. That's what I mean. I created is completed, right? Then never mind. So I can just use the is completed method in is completed param. So is completed. If it's a completed null, that will be false. That will say continue. So I must make sure that there is an answer as well. So final has answered is equal to question notifier dot current question dot is correct. It will be false though. Has answered is so okay. Then that means I need to create another this thing. Is completed is correct and has answered. Has answer, not has answered. Okay, wait. If I were to click, okay. So the initial state is that the answer is incorrect. The answer is null. Oops. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this. So has answer, right? No. Has answer. And then is completed. No. Is correct. Is equal to null, right? So this has answer. Yeah. Should be null. Oh. So if I have a breakpoint, so I'll probably need to go to the question screen, and then I need to, it will probably like stop at the question screen if I'm not wrong. So it will render. Okay, correct. So has answer should be true. Oh yes, correct, yeah. You know, has not picked answer. Then this makes more sense. Okay. Alright, so it's true. So okay, let's not put this as has not picked answer. Has not picked. Yeah, I mean it makes sense. Okay, so I don't think I need this. So if okay, then I know. Okay, I should change it to has picked answer. So for booleans, I would recommend you to always put a positive, meaning that have or is rather than is not. Because for example, if I were to put a has, okay, if example, right, if I were to put has not picked answer, but I want it to have to say that, oh, it has picked answer, so I have to put the opposite of has not picked answer. So it's a double negative to be a positive. But why not just put has picked answer, you know? So rather than this logic, you can just put the opposite in the code itself. So it's easier for like, okay, if has not picked answer, then you do something else. If has picked answer, then you do this, you know, that kind of thing. Yep. Okay. Oh no, it's the curly brackets. Okay. So has picked answer is false. Correct. Yes, that's correct. Correct. Okay. So if has picked answer, then it will update. If not, it will do nothing. So if I click submit, nothing happens. So if I pick an answer, submit, Hey, why hello? It doesn't update the question screen. This should be pick answer. Maybe notify listeners. Yeah. I have to notify listeners because it doesn't update. Right. Okay, cool. So let me restart again. So it will render everything. So has pick answer should be false, correct? Okay. Then if I were to submit, nothing happens because it has not picked an answer. But if I were to click on the answer button, it should update the answer because over here, then it will notify listeners. Then we are listening over here. So yeah. So then it will instead become true. So this will have a breakpoint. So let's click here and see. Yeah, okay, correct. Yes, it works. So it's pick answer true, correct. And then if I were to submit it, and then yes, correct. Yeah, it's has pick answer is true. Then we'll update the completion, and then it will change to continue. Great, it worked. Woo. Nice work, guys. Nice work. Yeah. So that's yeah. So that was a use case, which is I think people should actually like break the app because like for example, you go to the app, okay, you read like all of this information, and then it's like okay, if I were to move to the middle circle widget to the top, what are the alignment coordinates, right? And then I was like, okay, maybe I click submit. This should not do anything, and this is the what they call one of the use case. So it should not say submit, it should not say continue, and it should not go forward to having it being completed as well. Yes, so yeah, I mean that's pretty cool. So show explanation, this does nothing, right? Okay, so at the same time I think I want to explore this widget. Okay, so if you go here, right, I want to explore this widget, even though I'm like lazy doing this kind of like so basically this is like a draggable bottom sheet, but I don't want to make it yeah, I guess I want to make it draggable, kind of, maybe not. Yeah, so this draggable bottom sheet is going to show the explanation instead. So this will be like this over here, and then you have like the slider. Maybe I'll do it either on my own or do it in the end, kind of. We'll see how it goes. Sorry about that. So I guess now we are. So now once we submit, it will say has completed, right? So let's save this once we are done. Every time when when you are done with an important feature, I guess it's good to have small commits. Like this is good small commits. Then you just add or fix case when fix add conditional for is complete when submit button is pressed. Like it's a bit hard. Add conditional for is complete press. Okay, let me do this and then I will just explain. This is for the use case of when this is when user press on submit button without choosing an answer. You know, add conditional for is complete when something. This is when catch use case when user press on submit button without choosing an answer. Okay, that makes sense. Oh shit, I'm sleepy. Yeah, I have enough sleep. Only time I have not enough sleep is when I hang out with my friends or hang out outside. Other than that, I really sleep like at 10 p.m. Yeah, I really love my sleep. And having not enough sleep is very bad for your health. Yeah, so yeah, okay, I thought I heard something. Okay, next is when it's completed, and we're going to change the UI as well. So when it's completed, when it's wrong, then we will have this like whole button here. K. Okay, Zokun solid. Now this answer button. So this is the widget answer button. Why do I hard code through? Oh yeah, I wanted to change the UI. Right, I understand. Okay, can. I probably have to like create a function thingy. Yeah, probably need to do that. Yes. Yeah, probably need to create a widget function. So let me type in function. That is, then we will have build button not completed. Yeah, I just write completed button. And then the arguments is what we need is the is completed and is correct. So I'm just gonna copy this type and variable name, I would say. Right, and then we will have boolean is correct as well. Let's put it here. Okay, because like this buttons has like 4 states, so this is the live state and this is the not live state. Yeah, and I'm not alive. Damn. Okay, so we can do vertical. Yep, I think we can do this. We can just copy this whole thing. So let's copy onto flat button. So I think this will return a widget, right? Okay, so just return flat button first. Okay, then we will have on press and child. Okay, so this will be under the widget itself, which is this whole widget. Okay, cool. Then what I can do is I can just copy everything like this, like that. Yep, I guess so. Copy, and then we can put it here as well. Paste, and then we can just remove this extra stuff. Okay, now we have color is tab. So now we say is completed. Do we need is completed? We already know is completed, right? That's just whether it's true or not lah. Right. Okay. Okay. Is correct. Right. So there is a is correct method is tapped. Is correct. I need to know if it's is answer. Oh yes, there is a is answer as well. Okay. Hey no, that's the text. That's the string. Oh my god. I need to have a is answer. Oh my god. Ah. Anyone knows Milo? Anyone knows what a Milo is? Okay. Okay, let me see if there's anyone asking me any questions. Okay, how can you make a video on Riverport and Flutter animations? Depends. Maybe I'll do animations. I'm a more of a visual guy, so I don't really explore much on state management. But yeah, like Riverport is gaining popularity. I'm like, okay, cool. But I rather do Flutter animations, but at the same time, I'm a person who is not a big fan of creating animations from scratch. So I will do is like I will have Rive or like Lottie animations, right, to make it interactive and whatnot, to make it high quality. So like for example, like maybe if you were to create waves inside an app, maybe I will try it out, but we'll see. Yeah, animations might be something that I'll explore, but we'll see on Riverport, because Riverport, from what I've seen so far, right, it looks like the state hooks in React, so and it's simple enough for you to do it, I guess. I'm not too sure, so we'll see how it goes actually. Yeah. Yeah. If you guys want to know what's the answer for why not be a Flutter developer, go to the first few minutes, and that's where I really talk a lot about it. But now I'm just gonna code out the Learn Flutter app. And if you guys are interested for like any beta signups, right, I have a link in the description. Yeah, so put in your emails, and then you might be invited to be a beta tester. Exciting. Okay, so at the same time, do I have the match is completed is correct on press, is answer is tapped. Oh my god, this looks like the question is correct is completed. Oh yeah, question notify. Oh no, this one I should just call the current question. So this will be underscore question QN. I'm not a big fan of acronyms, so that's why I rather spell out everything. So yeah. Is correct. Is correct. Is correct. Is answer. It should be is answer instead. Okay, so basically, right, is the answer. Is answer. Is correct. So an example is that this is the correct answer. Is correct true? Answer is correct answer. Question should have chosen option, but I can find if it's correct. Yeah, there is a logic behind this. Is correct. Question is correct. Because question has a list of answer, right? And one of the answer is correct. Oh, right. Is correct answer is chosen answer. Is correct answer is chosen answer. So you need a chosen answer in the question. Right? Yeah. You need to know which option. Option is what? Oh, this is the options. What? There must be easy way, because we need to know what's the option of the user that they chosen. Yeah, they need to know what's the I'm drinking Milo. Okay, so I was like thinking options. Okay. A list of questions is like the simplest way. How do we then know what option they chose, right? So there is no like update option that they have chosen. Right. So do I have to put ID as well for answer? Yeah, I guess so. I guess the easiest way is to put a single ID to an answer, right? Yeah, that's like the simplest way. So the ID will be like a single integer number, or and then in the question there is chosen option, which will give the chosen option ID. Then we will compare, right? Okay, so I'll just put another field inside answer. So let's go to the answer model. Let's go to the answer model. Very simple. And then we're gonna create a, let me just duplicate this into a int. And then for the text, it will be ID, right? Simple ID. Then this will have a this.id as well. Okay. Inside question, for the different text params, I'm just going to do this and then type in ID and then comma. So individually it will be 1, 2, 3 and 4. ID don't start at 0 lah, cause it's not readable as well. Then at the same time for the question, right, we are going to create another field that is called, so let's put in the integer type. It's going to be chosen answer question chosen answer ID. Yep, correct. Then I will add the final variable as such. Alright, like this. And the ID will be over here, right? Then the copy with will be answer ID. We need the answer ID as well, so we can copy this here. A little bit more fun, or a little bit troublesome, but that's fine. I just like to there are like classes or like packages where they do generative kind of code, like built value. Okay, do you have any errors? No, right? Okay, cool. So you have chosen answer ID. So if ID 1, 2, 3, 4, cool. So under our list answer button view, right, we're gonna create answer a question notifier. Let's say we are going to create another update answer thingy. So going to say update chosen answer, and then this will be this reminds me of when I was building block with sinks and streams, and that is really like a lot of boilerplate. So this is nothing compared to what I've done so far. Okay, so if current question copy with is completed, not really, I don't want is completed, I want chosen answer ID with answer ID. Okay, so I have to make sure that this is like, this should not be null, you know. So let's save this. Okay, now under our answer button, no, under our list answer button, we are also going to update the wait, let me see what their name. Shit. Can this be? Okay, never mind. Update chosen answer, then update chosen answer, and then answer ID. Then I will do this as well. Right. Oh, my bad. Yeah, correct. It's not update chosen answer. Okay. So at the same time, I think the answer. No, I think it's okay. Yeah, it's a lot of code, which is fine. Yeah. Sometimes you just need a lot of code. Yes. So inside answer button, we have the is completed and is correct. Answer is tapped on press. So answer is from the answer button. Where do you get the answer button? From list answer button view, right? Then you get the individual answer as well. So what we can do is this tab is okay, but I think answer.txt the answer button should be as dumb as it can, I would say lah. Right, so we can technically just put in the question, you know. Yeah, let me put in question. Right, okay. Then we will add a name parameter question. Okay, so inside our answer button, I don't think we need is tapped or answer. There's a couple of answer. I don't know. Is tapped need. So the is correct and is completed is not needed. So this is required. Then you have this as well. Yeah, I didn't really change because I never really implemented. Okay, this looks way cleaner. Okay, just remove this. Okay, so we can pass in the question inside our answer button. So Boolean is correct. Okay, so now we can make use of the question over here. Okay, so what we can do is using the answer variable. So we will know this completed. So whether it is true, is correct or not. All right. So there is a chosen answer from the question. Chosen answer ID. Okay. So what we can do is under the build context, we can put final chosen answer ID is equal to question dot chosen answer ID. Okay. So the chosen answer ID is that, and then we have the individual answer. Oh, but that's the string. So we need the answer as well. Okay. So answer button. This should be renamed to text instead of answer. Yeah, then this makes more sense. Correct. Okay. Then we will put the. I don't think we need answer.text. We need an answer as well. Okay, so we can just put in answer is equal answer over here. Okay, because we need to pass in the information of answer inside the answer button so that we can render accordingly. So we just wanted the like putting a lot of things inside this, but never mind, let's just do what we can. So we don't need the text first, and we need the answer. And like that, copy, and this the answer, and then we can paste it over here. Okay, then now there's some things. So for example, inside this text, it should be answer dot text, right? Same goes here. All right, then some build build not build computer button. Build, I guess you could say incomplete. Not incomplete. I'll just put QN. Incomplete question button. Unfinished incomplete question button. We're not referring to the button though. Build button of incomplete question. Okay, that makes more sense. Then for this whole widget, we don't need the is correct at all. We just need whatever is there. Sorry. Okay. Then after that, we will need we need the same thing again. Right, but this will be complete question. Build button of complete question. Not incomplete, unanswered. Oh, sorry. Incomplete doesn't sound nice. So build button of unanswered, and then this will be answered question. Okay, build button of answered question, build button of unanswered question. Then this makes more sense. So with the button of unanswered question, what we need is if the chosen answer ID this is the color, right? So we got 3 states: chosen answer, not chosen, and correct answer. So I would say I have to create another function. So this function will be called maybe I should put enum. Nah, it's still unique because you got 3 states. If I have 2 states, I can do a very simple ternary, but I got 3 states. So the name will be color rendered status. I have no idea. So if this should be inside. Oh my god, I think I'm just going to stop this live stream. I'm very sleepy. Yeah. So thank you guys for joining this live stream. I know I raised a question. I've created a customized widget. Oh, this is a very common question. So it is required to create a stateless widget, or is it okay to create a function that returns the widget? So from what I've researched so far is that there's actually very like technically this is what React does. They just create functions to wrap around their what do you call that? The UI components, right? And then that's how React does it. But for Flutter, right, why I would recommend you to use a stateless widget in another Dart class is because that you can make use of the build context. At the same time, you can also make use of the different, basically you can put in build context as well. Yeah, you can put in the build context. Because if you were to say create a function inside like a stateless widget, then I think it's fine personally. But if you were to create an external function outside of a stateless widget to return a widget, then I would not recommend it, because that means literally anything you do is without the build context, because the build context is the one that is giving all the information and such. There is a popular one, stateless function widget Flutter. There is a open source library used for where is it? From function widget to stateless widget. Is it this one? Nah. Yeah, so like the difference is for classes, you can get the property of your widgets that you build. For example, you can get the property of like is tabbed and answer any question. But for functions, not so much, because it's just something that you're returning. So for me, for now, I am building functions that returns a specific render of a button. Yeah, so that's how I can distinguish it from an answered state to an unanswered state. So that's why I'm using functions. Alright, so I think that's about it for this live stream. If you like it. If you don't, then that's fine. I'm really very sleepy, so I'm gonna head to sleep. But enjoy your weekends and see you guys next time. Bye bye.